Day 2, right back at 'em. Today's readings: Genesis 3:1 through 4:26, Matthew 2:13 through 3:6, Psalm 2:1 through 2:12, Proverbs 1:7 through 1:9. Starting right back where we left off in Genesis. The crafty serpent tricks Eve into eating from the forbidden fruit. So she now knows the difference in good and evil, and what's worse is she also tricks Adam into eating as well. So God is going to curse women from Eve through all eternity. Now, we're still paying this debt today. And man, from Adam all the way down, there's men still paying this curse today as well. This will never stop. We did wrong. This is our punishment. So I'm going to go ahead and just read those word for word because I think they're important. And then we'll discuss those. So Genesis 3:16. To woman he said, I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. And then to Adam he said, so this is Genesis 3:17. Because you listened to your wife and ate fruit from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil, you will eat food from it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow, you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since you were taken from it. For dust you are, and to dust you will return. So the serpent was not entirely right. He said that Eve would not die if she ate from the fruit. And the truth is, no, she wouldn't die that day. She will eventually die. All humans die now. And that kind of comes from it as well. So we live life on earth, then we die. If we've lived life right, then we get to go through the gates of the kingdom of heaven and live a glorious afterlife with God. Also in Genesis was the story on Cain and Abel. It's kind of our first mark of jealousy here in the Bible. Cain was jealous of Abel, and so ultimately he kills him. So the green-eyed monster, not a good thing. Stay away from that. We're going to go right through into our Matthew's reading. I say a lot, sorry. The angel is going to send, the angel from God that's talking to Joseph. He is going to send Joseph, Mary, and baby Jesus to Egypt so that Herod can't find them and kill them. When Herod dies, they get word of this. They return to Israel. However, they're on the way, so they never actually get to Israel. They're on the way to Israel, and they're warned in a dream to go to Nazareth, which makes a prophecy true that Jesus will be called a Nazarene. So then John the Baptist came at this time asking people to repent because the kingdom of heaven is near. And then John the Baptist, for those that confess their sins, he started baptizing them, dunking them in water in the Jordan River. And as we'll find out later, he will also baptize Jesus. Psalm. We're going to go ahead and read the Psalm and Proverbs, both word for word. They're pretty short this week, but there's a lot there. And actually with Psalm, I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to read Psalm 2:11 through 2:12. So Psalm 2:11 to 2:12. Serve the Lord with fear and celebrate his rule with trembling. Kiss his son or he will be angry, and your way will lead you to your destruction. For his wrath can flare up in a moment. Blessed are all who take refuge in him. So we need to be on God's side. We need to live for God. We need to do what we can to live in the eyes of God, because that's what he wants us to do. That's what he's asked us to do. He's given us everything that's here, everything that we live for, that we love, every day, our families, our luxuries, our everything, our whole being. And then he's also promised us this amazing afterlife that we can't even fathom because we think life here is so good, but life in heaven, it's way better. It's 10 times better. Life with no illness, with not having to work and no money. There's no problems in heaven. So he's saying if you fear him, if you trust him, if you put your trust in him, if you love him, and you do right and repent when you're wrong, then someday you will get to this great place, this heaven, and it'll be wonderful. It's far beyond anything we can ever imagine. There's no sense in trying to imagine it. Our brains can't even come close. So this amazing thing that's beyond anything we can think of, we will get there if we're just good and do what God asks us to do and live for God while we're here. Proverbs 1:7 through 1:8. I'm going to go ahead and touch on that too. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. They are a garland to grace your head and a chain to adorn your neck. So that being said, if you listen to instruction and you listen to your mother's teaching, your father's instruction and your mother's teaching, then as you go on and on and on, you'll do good. You'll do good things, especially if your mother and father are living by the Lord too, and you go by that, and you're taught and you learn, and you teach that to your children, and so forth and so on. And fear the Lord, because he brought us here. He gave us everything we have, and we should. He can take away our magical eternity and turn it into something not so magical. So yes, he is worth being afraid of. He is in control of everything. Everything that we don't even know exists yet. Everything that's going to happen in 10 years, good or bad. He's in control of that. So fear him now, live for him now, and do what's right now so that you can be blessed in the long run. That's, what I get from our reading today. So we got a lot going on. We're still starting to see the life of Jesus. We're going to see how things go and build up to that. The life of mankind is not going so great, and we're going to go through a lot in that, and it's going to get better before it gets good. But remember, we're fighting the battle of good and evil. Good always triumphs evil. It says it plainly in the Bible. It said it already where we are. So just keep that in mind. This is a good story. It has a happy ending. Everything is going to go great. Good always win. Evil's always out. So just keep that in mind, and I look forward to seeing you all here tomorrow.